Welcome back to Under the Pink Hat. I am your host, Tim, and I am joined today with the man, the myth, the legend, the Bearded Nugs. And so thank you for coming on the cast, my man.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah, good to have you. So the movie we watched this week was the very weird, and I don't even know how else to kind of describe it other than weird. We watched Rubber.
French.
Yeah,
Very
French and
film.
weird. Yeah, but if you're not familiar, if you're listening, Rubber is like a surreal dark comedy about a tire named Robert that mysteriously comes to life in the desert. And then he gets psychic powers, and then he makes people explode, including animals. And he wanders around and becomes obsessed with a woman and begins a journey to find her. And it's a fucking weird movie.
Very strange. It's very like Steven Spielberg, that's kind of like the inspiration. Like the inspiration of the movie is like literally why not? Like that's kind of like the basis of the movie is literally why not? Like literally they did whatever they wanted.
No reason. Yeah.
No reason of anything in this movie was for any reason at all other than just why not?
Yeah, and that's the point of it. It even goes like very meta right at the beginning with the sheriff hopping out of a fucking trunk, which was really funny. And then he just says like there's no reason.
The chairs. Just running over the chairs that like the guy just set down.
Yeah, I even put my first note for this movie is started with a bunch of chairs. We love a good chair. And then he destroys the chairs.
Yeah, as soon as he's done setting out the last chair, car comes out of nowhere, and it's a driver. You don't see a sheriff anywhere, and then all of a sudden he pops out of the trunk. And these chairs weren't set up in like one line, by the way. They were set up like all wiggly, wobbly, and he literally swerved in around just to smack every chair.
little zigzag action. We love to see it. Yeah, and then it goes in very meta right off the rip, and he just says, starts giving about that there's no reason for anything and that very much sums up this movie. I even put, why did I watch this movie? No reason.
I thought the same thing when I first saw it around the time it came out. Yeah, I watched the movie in high school. It was really trippy.
Yeah, it was interesting. Because even so, this is like niche. A movie within a movie, which is really interesting because there's the whole thing going on with the tire and the sheriff and the murders, all that stuff's going on. But then we're kind of breaking the fourth wall where there's just like a group of spectators also watching the events unfold, watching it like a movie, just like a play more so. And it's insane. Like I don't think I've ever seen a movie like this before.
No. And like if you're thinking like a psychic tire, think like if you need a visualization, like Eleven from Stranger Things, like as a tire. If you need representation of what we mean by psychic tire.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I watched this on Amazon Prime, and has like the X-ray IMDb thing where it gives you like so it says Robert for the tire because the tire's on there, and the actor's name for the tire is Goodyear, so we love that.
That's
Goodyear,
that's
carried
fact.
this movie.
I never knew that. But what's funny is literally, and not even like a few, maybe half hour into the movie, they have all these spectators that were apparently you find out were brought out to watch whatever this tire event is that's going on. They were brought out to see whatever was going on there. But apparently like they were outside of the story. Like they weren't actually supposed to be there. They were just literally a fourth wall break. They're supposed to be spectators watching an event that's supposedly not even happening, but is happening.
Yeah, it
turns really weird.
Yeah, they're watching it. Yeah, they're watching it and they're not involved. They're not doing anything. They're not part of the story, but they are part of the story. And then
Then you got this homeboy in like a suit, and like a tie and stuff like that, and he's sat there and he's like calling this master guy, and there's like a turkey in his room, and he poisons all the spectators. That guy enters the story with the motel and the tire, and he's now a part of it. After this tire is now killed, like gone up from a killing. First it starts with like a jar, then it goes to like a bird, and then he just starts interacting with humans randomly.
Yeah, because the guy pissed him off because he ran him over when he was chasing down that girl.
Yeah.
And he like stopped her car, and then he just blows the dude's head up.
Blows the guy's head up, and that's the first murder we see in the movie. And then they come up to a motel where he finally catches up to the girl. And then this was kind of one of the funny parts of the movie where the spectators are watching this tire break into the doorway of this girl that he's following, and it's kind of a creepy part because the tire is watching a girl shower, which is just weird.
I wrote a note down that says creepy ass tire in the hotel.
Ass tower. Yeah, creepy ass tire watches.
Yeah, she's just showering and he's just watching from the door,
he's just
creeping
watching
on
from the doorway, like.
Yeah, and
then the spectators just start commenting on everything that's going on.
Yeah, and then the one girl's like, shh, or you know what I mean, like they freak out, and it just
that was a strange part.
And like they don't give any context of who Robert is.
No,
by the way,
at all.
You don't find out how
ever.
the tire became alive. Like, was it a person before? What happened?
You know nothing about Robert.
Yeah, it shows him.
It's a tire.
It's a tire comes alive. That's all you get. You don't get anything else in it because no reason.
And then after the woman knocks the tire away from the doorway, he then gets a room or something like that with someone else. After I think he breaks into the room of the guy that made the turkey, because he made a turkey in the hotel and took it to the spectators. And then all of a sudden the maid found the tire in his room in the shower, taking a shower just like the female.
And then fucking throws his ass out because he wasn't paying. You know, he wasn't a guest.
And then the lady throws the tire out of the shower, and then he kills the maid.
He was just doing her job, man.
Yep. And then this is when it all breaks loose, because then there's a kid that saw it all. Cops get called, but then it gets even weirder once the cops show up, because the same cop that was in the trunk shows up to the crime scene.
Also, before we get into like when the cops showed up, I specifically wrote down that the main girl that he was stalking is a fucking psycho, because she took orange juice when she's in the diner and just like poured it on her eggs and stuff like that, swirled it and started eating it.
Yeah,
that's
it's just
fucking disgusting.
They just made her super strange and weird. Like they literally hunted for everything in this movie to be as weird as they possibly could in every single aspect of every single character's like story.
I felt really like awkward watching this movie. I don't know why, but I felt like
it's really
very
strange.
Very like uncomfortable.
It's very strange. It's why it's so niche. It's got a cult following only, and that's it.
Absolutely. And then so you find out that he poisoned the turkey, fed it to all the people.
He poisons all the spectators, but the only one that lives is one guy who continues to watch it, right? Before we get into the cops, too. Yeah, you're right. Before we get into the cops, all the spectators were poisoned with the turkey that, for some reason, they, like, gorged on like they've never eaten in their lives, by the way, which was a strange part. That was a weird part to watch, too.
Yeah, even, like, the guy in the wheelchair was just like, fucking animals. Like,
animals.
Like, they hadn't eaten in a while. I think it was like a day or two since they've eaten, but like they went at it like
a pack of wild animals, which I think was a symbolism in itself, as I think they were trying to point out in itself. But what they were trying to symbolize, I don't know. I'm, not smart enough for that.
They don't pay
that's someone
me
else to interpret. But the old guy's the only one that lives in the wheelchair, so he's the only one watching. The cop shows up after and then realizes that apparently all the spectators have been poisoned and starts acting like it's all fake. That was a crazy turnaround.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, it's all fake. He takes he's like, shoot me.
Yeah, he's like,
get
you
somebody
guys
to
can
shoot
all
him.
go home now. None of this is real. That body over there, that headless maid, she's alive. Check her.
Yeah, check her. Just like shake her a bit.
And the female cop was like, bullshit, she doesn't have a head.
It's like, just move her a little bit, you'll see. And that's when, like, so yeah, and then he convinces another cop to shoot him, and nothing happens.
And it's a fake bullet. It is a fake bullet. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's just like squibs, like just like, you know, you see
actually,
the blood.
that part wasn't real. And so I don't remember. I don't remember. He's like actually convinced him for a second, and then he started talking to the hotel manager again.
Yeah, they were starting to believe him, and they were like ready to go. But then the guy with the glasses shows up because he was just like, somebody's still alive.
Yeah, someone's still alive.
So it's still going.
Yep. So it's still going. So as long as there's according to at least what they try to make you believe is that as long as there's a spectator, the tire thing will keep going.
Well, at least it finally got clean, you know. It got thrown out of its shower prematurely. At least it got into the pool and you know, got a little wet, had a little fun, had a little swim. It looked really hot out there, so like I'd be fucking boiling.
Yeah, no, that
too.
was a funny part. That was also a funny part when the tire just kind of pulled up to the pool, just stared at it for a second, and then just rolled in and sunk down to the bottom of the pool and was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna hang out here.
Yeah.
No. Just got done murdering some people. Just gonna hang out in the pool. Just a tire, killer tire."
I'm tired, man. And so that he goes in, gets him out, and the dad throws him away, out of the way, rolls him, kind of thing. And you know, the cop comes back, sits down, and he's just talking to the guy, and then pop was the fucking weasel. Robert blew the fucking dad's head clean off, brother.
And the cop, apparently, who didn't know that there was a killer tire, who apparently this entire time he wasn't a part of it, that part at least, that the killer was a tire. He just found out.
When he pulls out the script, he's like reading it, going through. He's like,
the
killer is a fucking tire.
Goes,
oh, that part made me laugh. That was like honestly one of the
me.
funniest moments in the entire movie. It's just like, oh, it is a fucking tire. I think honestly, that cop is the best character. Like, I know he's like a pretty big character, but he was the best. Like, out of all of the humans, he was definitely the best. He was so funny.
He made the movie there. And then he goes and grabs a tire, like just another tire, takes it to all his other cops and goes, "All right, guys, what we're looking for is this." Yeah, it was.
He took the tire off of his own car, his own police car.
This, like, it was just completely silent. They watched him pull his tire off, like take the full tire off the tire, carry it over to them, and go, "This is who we're looking for." And they're like, "Boss, a tire?" He's like, yes, a tire.
Could have explained it without having to take it off, but you know what? It was a good moment. High five.
Yep.
Oh, the kid's like, oh, I saw him over there. He went this way. And so they kind of chase after him because the kid had a little interaction with him. And Robert was just staring at himself in the mirror. Which, does he have eyes? The kid was asking some fucking good questions. He's like, can you talk? Can you understand me? Like, do you, like... I get it, man.
It's a sentient tire.
Yeah, just a sentient tire, man. That's all it is, man.
I'd be pretty curious too. I mean, I'd be pretty terrified of why the heads were exploding, but I'd be pretty curious.
Yeah, I'd be pretty fucking curious too. And then I think they're trying to get rid of the spectator, right?
Yes, they really want the spectator to die, so the guy with the glasses goes back out to the desert to the spectator with like this whole tray of food. Now trying to make him eat, like, "Oh, you gotta eat," and he's like, "No."
Yeah, I don't know what he expected. Like, he's like, "You already poisoned everybody. You think I'm gonna eat any food you fucking give me?"
I watched everyone die.
Yeah, and then he's trying to convince them and all this shit. He's like,
look at all this food, good food. Like, I got eclairs. I got blah blah blah.
and then he eats it. The fucking
Yeah,
guy who knows it's
because he's sitting there
poison.
talking to the guy, trying to convince him, and starts eating it while he's talking to him.
Like you're the one who probably fucking poisoned it, man.
He put the poison in there.
Why are
and the
you
guy at
why
the
are you
glass
eating
started
it?
eating it.
Oh
It was
god.
crazy.
And then he just like has the most dramatic poisoning death, and I love it because it was so funny. Like, oh my god, just rolling on the that was a good death. Help me! And guy in the wheelchair is just fucking whatever, man. You just tried to kill me. I'm out, bro. I'm just
He's literally just sitting there with the binoculars, still looking through binoculars, watching everything. Hasn't put the binoculars down, by the way. Is still just watching everything. Just dumbass.
dumbass. And then we have like a police chase, right? They're chasing him.
Oh yes, they're hunting down this tire. That's just, you know, there's a whole police search for this tire. They're trying to search for this tire because they now know the tire's a killer. And on this journey, while they're trying to search for this tire, by the way, the tire's now gone to multiple places as during this chase. It is just murdering people as he goes. Like, he's now just on a straight murder rampage. He's just killing everything in his path, right? Going to every store, everything. He's just killing them while the cops are chasing him.
You think
They finally find out where he is. He's hiding out in a motel, right? Still trying to find this girl. They come up with this really strange plan.
Oh yeah,
like,
there's
the mannequin.
Yeah, it's just like 3 days later. So
Yeah.
so we find Robert goes to like seeing people burning tires, right? And then we don't see what happens, and then it just cuts 3 days later.
It cuts 3 days later to just heads popped everywhere.
Yeah, everyone's fucking dead. Like
everyone's just dead in the town nearby. Like he's just murdered so many people.
And then so they set up a little trap to try to get him to try to kill him.
Well,
but
they didn't even. Yeah, they put a bomb in a mannequin or something.
Yeah, they bomb in a mannequin, and then they wanted him to blow it up. And then,
but they dressed the mannequin like the girl he's been chasing this whole time, and somewhere found this girl, picked up the girl. I don't remember where they picked up the girl, but they picked her up somewhere, and like told her to read a script. Like,
yeah, they didn't say like how she got her. She was just in the van.
She was just in the van. Yeah. Exactly. She was just there.
And then she has a script, and she's saying all the shit in one fucking. And then, you know, she's saying
By the way, the funniest script I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to my favorite line that's coming up in a second. And then she's reading it, and she's like, "I'm not gonna say that." And then so the sheriff takes over to take off, and this is my favorite line I think in this entire movie. Blow my head off, you little slut.
Blow my head off, you big slut. You hear me?
I have been a very naughty girl. I need a good thrashing. Come on, now. Go ahead.
Kill me. Go on.
I want to die. Do it.
Like, just repeating that, it fucking got me. Like, I was dying laughing when he
Literally
fucking said that.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is when he's having the girl read, it just kicks in. He just starts still just talking in a male's voice, by the way. He didn't try changing his voice or anything. He's still just talking in a male voice through the female mannequin.
Slut. Like, fucking killed me, man. The wheelchair guy who survived, who was the spectator, comes to the van and was just like,
"Oh yeah,
things aren't moving fast enough."
Like, yeah, so this is where one of the spectators finally enters the story. As a character, not just as a spectator.
Yeah, he actually becomes part of the movie that he was watching. He's just like, no, this is
taking too long.
It's taking too long.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Just blow him up. Just kill it. Just what are you doing? Just you got a bazooka. You got a flamethrower. Just come on, speed this up.
Yeah, I mean, a flamethrower was the first thing I thought too. I was like, why don't they just use a flame? Yeah, melt its ass. It's a tire, man.
It's a tire.
And so they're like, okay, you know, they're gonna push it along, and Robert blows up the mannequin's head, but the bomb doesn't go off. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, and then he just rolls back in the room.
Yeah, he just goes back in. I also like the idea of Robert just like living out the rest of his days in that little trailer house
Just
that we
watching
find
TV.
him in. Yeah, he's just watching
Watching
TV. He's just chilling. Like,
Yeah,
he's minding
just
his
no
own
longer
business.
murdering anyone.
Yeah, he's just like giving up on the search for the girl, and he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking vibe out, man. Like, what else am I gonna do? I'm a tire, man. I can't get a job.
You think they should have just let him live off his days? You think they should have let him go?
Just you know what? Just like fence it off. Be like, hey, you know what? Just don't
Quarantine
go
the
in this
entire city,
house.
watch
Yeah,
out,
yeah. Just
killer
don't go in
psychic
here.
tire. Lets no one enter.
Yeah, just no trespassing
Robert is
sign.
a
We're good to
little,
go.
murdery. Let's.
Do you think Robert was tired?
Oh, he said it. He said it. He
Fucking
did
went there. I'm
He
fucking
went there.
edgy.
He did it. That's crazy. I was waiting for the time it was gonna happen.
Yeah, it was a
Waiting
matter.
for-
It was a
it
matter
needed
of
at
time.
least one tire joke,
Yeah, don't. And then the sheriff is just like, you know what? Fuck this. Grabs
Yeah,
a gun.
just grabs a shotgun, kicks the door down, and then the wheelchair guy has now moved up to the front porch of this trailer. By the way, he's now watching this whole thing from the right next to the front porch, and he's just like, you can't do that. And he's just sheriff ignores him and just blows the tire away, brings out a shredded tire, and just throws it in front of him.
Like, here you go.
Here's end of story. Goodbye. Starts walking away, and then here comes the twist.
Yeah,
Tricycle. What? Robert's not dead. He can transfer bodies of objects. What?
And then Robert, our king, our muse, our flame, creates an army of tires. He starts bringing other ones on the side of the road.
Not after that, though. Not before that, though. The funniest thing that happened with the Spectator was the tricycle pulled up to the porch and looked at and turned his little tricycle handlebars and wheel towards the Spectator. Spectator goes, no. I'm not a part of this. You stay there. I'm just a spectator. I'm not a part of this story. He literally says those words. He's like, I'm not a part of this story. I'm just a spectator. And then the fucking the tricycle just starts rotating, right? Just starts vibrating and just boop, blows up the wheelchair's entire body, entire wheelchair, just not just his head, like everything. Like he's now stronger that he's a tricycle because he's got 3 tires.
Multiplying. He's fucking multiplying, bud.
Yeah, and then he multiplies, and then the movie ends with just Robert as a tricycle with an army of tires at the Hollywood sign.
Just Rubber 2, the tire ring.
I've been waiting for Rubber 2 for years, waiting for it to happen.
I am shocked. Like, with that
shocked it
ending,
never
I'm
happened.
shocked. Yeah, even though it was like a...
But it did become way too niche of a movie, so like they'd have to like crowdsource. I probably crowd a good amount of it to make another one.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
It was a small studio.
Yeah, I have some. Here we go. This is the part of the show where I have some facts that I found on IMDb that I did not verify. So we're just gonna take them that they're true, and if they're not true,
The internet told us they're true, so we're gonna believe them.
why would
Okay?
IMDb lie? You know what I mean?
Why would they lie?
Yeah. So this movie was made mostly with practical special effects, because you think it would be like very hard to do some of the movements with the tires, but no,
Yeah.
they actually made like a remote control tire kind of thing, and so they
Oh.
didn't have to really use CGI. So most of it was actually just an actual tire.
So they didn't have to have a guy in a green suit holding the tire, moving it. They literally made a robot tire.
God, I would have watched the making of this movie if that was the case.
That's what I thought that was the case, to be honest. But now that I think about it, the budget they had for that movie, that would have been impossible.
Yeah, I do have the budget for how much this movie actually cost. It was
How
only
much
shot.
did this cost them?
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
The video messed up. The budget was $800,000. It made $680 14 worldwide. Oh no! Back to the video.
So this was only, I thought this would be like shot in less time, but this was shot in only 14 days. I'm shocked it took even that long to do it. But yeah, it was only a 2-week shoot.
2-week shoot, baby. Knock it out. Send it to the press. Movie, baby.
Movie, baby. Make that money. Well, no,
Bring
it
up
didn't,
a Steven
but...
Spielberg line in the beginning of the film. Boom. People are going to watch it.
See, I also didn't know that the director, writer, cinematographer, editor, and composer, Quentin, was like, did you ever see like Mr. Wiseau? That song from forever ago, from like 1999.
Yeah, aren't they them or part of it?
Yeah,
or
I didn't know that like that was the guy who did that song, because I remember that song. Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter, at which this based on 88 reviews, which I didn't think this was even going to be that high. It got a 66% from like actual reviewers. But the popcorn meter with 10,000 plus ratings drops it down to a 46. So for some reason, critics liked this more than the people did, which is absolutely nuts, because usually I find it's the opposite way around.
You know, that I would say that's because critics are the ones that more look into the ideas of movies than the reason of a movie than, you know, the average viewer. You know, so a critic is going to look at the background reason of why a film was made the way it was, whereas most people are just like, okay, this is fucking weird. You know?
Yeah, I fucking hate reviewers. Like, I never give them like the benefit of the doubt.
When it comes to weird movies, it's hard to fit in that niche of likable weird, you know? And
yeah,
so
it's a thin line for sure.
The thin line of likable weird, and then this is just a weird French film.
But yeah, that is it for this week's episode of Under the Pink Hat. Rubber was something else. It was fucking something else, all right? Thank you so much for listening. If you watched it on YouTube, consider giving it a like and hitting subscribe. It really helps me out, and you can stay in the know about my next content. You know what I mean? The next video. If you're listening on whatever podcast service you're listening to, thank you so much, and you all have a wonderful day.